But if you really just follow this cat, you can tell he's right out the muddy New York City cat. Hey, he yerping and everything. Yerp.
Yep.
So check this out on this case, and you're like, what? But he's giving you facts. He's breaking down how court cases work and shit, and this is the process. He's a whole fucking lawyer that does this for a living.
Right.
He knows that our generation is oversaturated with court cases and trials and police, but a lot of us don't have knowledge of that. So he created this YouTube page. Fam, he's not a culture vulture at all. You can tell. But the same thing is, how many lawyers came from the hood, came from this culture, and then kind of ran away from it when they became lawyers?
A lot.
Versus
Most,
embracing
probably.
this, and you would be one of the top lawyers because we would all feel comfortable with you.
Yeah,
we
we'd all
would gravitate
right.
towards you. Like, yo, these cats is tripping.
Your mans would tell you. Your man be like, "Hey, do you remember that shit I got off? Hey, that's your man's. You holler at us.
Think
that,
about the
that
kind
dude.
of commercials you can do.
Right.
It don't gotta be corny. You can just do a regular law commercial with that new Nas playing in the background.
Dog, all day.
We gonna
you know what I'm
recognize that
saying?
and be like, yo,
Right.
I'm calling him.
I'm fucking with him.
I'm calling him.
Or you might have heard of him and be like, hey, that's my cousin told me about that. You
Right.
remember? Yeah, the nigga got him off
And
of this
so,
shit.
and so the thing is, it's like it's that way. I see guys that become attorneys. Shout out to all my friends that are attorneys.
And they gone. They go to
And
the hills
not
and they
all
don't.
of them, but at the same time, is even they're more like they're hip hop every other moment of their life until they go to work. And it's just like, dog, if you kind of like embrace that culture more instead of trying to like prove yourself and fit into a culture that is designed to exclude you, but now it can't legally exclude you. But you look like the fool for mimicking them. If you just went and been yourself and do you, how many of us would be like, yo, get me that guy?
Right, yeah, exactly.
You don't gotta even be the best goddamn lawyer. You
But
could be losing cases and
but
shit.
cats
nigga,
be
but
out here shucking.
I feel comfortable with you, fam.
If
like,
you try, if you show me that you really trying to get us out
bro,
and really,
it's
you
no
know what I'm
different
saying?
than
That's all I
if you
want.
were take a motherfucker, put him in the middle of the fucking Amazonian desert or jungle,
Right.
with amongst some kind of tribes and shit, and then you run into a motherfucker that's there that got a truck that speak English. Watch how fucking ingratiated to him you gonna become. Like, yo, yeah, yo.
You're
Hey, my guy.
Hey.
So this is what
My
I'm trying
mans.
to do. I need to get over here. Look, it's that familiarity. Niggas talk about all the time, like, oh man, you can't have too many niggas around because some shit go. Dog, first off, be in a situation. We done all been here. We done all been here. You had a situation, you in a new situation, whether it's business, it's a job, it's something, and then you see that one black dude that worked there already. He make you way the fuck more comfortable.
He make you feel a whole lot
Like, nigga,
better
as soon as you
about the
see him,
whole
and
situation.
he give you that look like, what's up, man? Are you in here?
Yeah,
like,
that's
basically,
my guy.
That's your dude right
That's
there.
my man's
that's
right
your man's
there.
from now on.
Right.
So don't tell me that we have this innate ability to like not get along. Like, no, we do.
Well,
it's just got to be in the right circumstance.
It's also like
but if
this
I grew
too.
up thinking you my op because you from over there and dress a certain way and wear a certain color, and I'm trained to think, yeah, we can't get along.
Right.
Yeah,
no,
we can't
but
be
it's
around
crazy.
each other.
It's crazy like this because if you think about it, if we're out and about, most black people will talk to us, and you won't see them talk to anybody else. But as soon as they see another black person,
Bro,
what's up? How you doing?
You see it. Now,
this
is the funny part
That's
about
how
that.
it always goes.
Now go to a black and dense area, and that's problems.
That's
now
it.
nigga that's looking at
Right.
you. The same nigga that you felt like $1 million when he looked at you, no homo, because it was like, yo, I ain't out here by myself. Okay, cool.
And over here, it's a problem.
Now you get to your so-called community.
Now, if this nigga says what's
same dude look at you and give you the head nod.
if he says what's good,
you aggressive, like,
right?
nigga, what's good?
If the nigga had what's good, like, oh, okay. Like when a nigga say what's good to you, can't even be like, oh, what's happening? No,
hey, but
nigga,
fam,
that's a
I
problem.
remember being a youngster in certain neighborhoods I had to live in before my mother like was able to pry me out of a certain environment. That when you walking down the street and you see a cat and they give you the what's up, you both notice that like if you being real with yourself, now all of a sudden you see this dude, he approaching, you approaching,
Right.
you kind of tensing up like, yo, what's this on? Like, what are you on?
Well, yeah, what
You got your chest out, your voice is deep, yo, what's up, nigga?
What's happening?
Right? And then he was like, what's good? There's a sigh of relief, like, oh shit, that's my brother. Like, he good.
He cool. He's
going
just
that
saying
way. I'm
what's
going
happening.
this
Yeah.
way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird thing that they've done to us, but it's something that's probably that we should pay attention to too. Is that if you study it, we're tribal people, a lot of warriors, a lot of different tribes that was mixed into a bigger tribe that's now called African Americans. All of us don't come from the same traditional African culture.
Right.
You can put us in the umbrella term and we can all kind of there's familiarity there, and there's things there, but there's innate differences that we don't address and that they don't get acknowledged.
Right.
But nigga, we might come from tribes.
I don't know where I come
from.
A
lot
of
us don't, but we might come from tribes that have been fighting for 1,000 years.
Yeah, and now my family might not even like each other. Me? Our ancestors might hate each other, nigga.
They could have probably been knocking each other's shit back for 1,000 years.
Like if we went back to Africa, we might get knocked off. Right.
You're talking about the oldest culture. So it's like, nigga, our culture is way deeper than just slavery. Mm-hmm. That's a small little speed bump in African culture.
Yeah, no, they're not talking about the thousands of years before 400 years ago.
So my only point
500 years ago.
My only point is that, like, sometimes we just got to relax. Like, stop speaking for niggas in a whole umbrella term. Oh, black people, niggas don't do that. That's not true. Because, see, if you live in a certain community where there's a lot of black businesses, you support black businesses.
Oh, you know what's crazy? Hold on. So that's,
if you live in a community where there's
that
not,
actually brought up a crazy.
You probably don't as much.
That brought up a crazy point in my head. Is like, it's almost to the point where, like, with Kanye being on the fucking ballot, if we don't vote for him, people are gonna be like, "Oh, nigga, you lost your black card. You didn't vote for the black dude." No, no. I'm just saying, there's gonna be motherfuckers out there that are gonna be like, "Oh, you ain't vote for the real nigga. You voted for the ones who ain't educated on Kamala. You going, oh, the one who slept her way to the top, the one that put all the niggas in jail, the one that you didn't vote for the nigga." Like, Paul, relax, right. B, relax. And like, I'm not.
See, I'm not.
I'm not just gonna get my vote with that one. You know what I'm saying? I wish
somebody would approach me with that, because first, it's a quick wipe up. Like, okay, well, if you're gonna be the attorney general, or if you're gonna be the district attorney, you're gonna be responsible technically for putting a lot of niggas in jail.
Right.
That's not the problem. The problem is why are we going to jail, right? And let's stop that. And then if we stop committing certain crimes or being susceptible to commit certain crimes, then we got an idea. See, because in the 60s, when
hold on. I kind of feel like you're saying comply.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish.
Okay, I was like,
because there was a time in our life. No, stop. There was a time. In our parents' day and age. There was a time that when a black kid was walking down the street and got his ass whooped by the cops, it was strictly because he was black.
Yeah.
Now we're not gonna lie. There's times now, nigga, where part of you getting your ass whooped by these racist ass cops is because you got a nuts full of dope, and you do got a pistol on you. Or you are hanging around convicted felons as a convicted felon. So, although, is it fair? Is it a trap? Right? Two things could be true. But knowing those things and putting yourself in said situations, what I'm about is not only about accountability for individuals, but accountability as a culture. See, we coddle a lot of fuck shit in our culture, and that's a fact. And then we want to stand tall and be like, oh, well, nah, you can't have it both ways. If we gonna allow niggas to like run it up in the neighborhood, gang bang, shoot them up, bang bang, and then complain about it on the other end, like which one is it? Is it stop snitching, or is it like clean up the neighborhood and the community? How do you do that if we all are living by a street code, but we all claim to not be street people?
You, like I said, it starts with the fucking the gangsters and the gangs and shit. Is if people only looked at gangs as community leaders and the community military
or community enforcers,
right, they would never tell on them, because all you're doing is you're protecting us from them. You are here to protect us from these police.
But they don't offer no
so
service
we would never,
or no loyalty to the community.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if they showed loyalty to the community, community would. Say if the Crips did what they were supposed to do. Say if they were the enforcers and everything. Say some cops came in fucking around. They killed some cops. I guarantee nobody in that community is telling on any one of them Crips. Nigga, they ain't never gonna find out who killed them.
Because now you're in the service to your people in your community, and I'm glad you said that, because I think we touched on it before. But if you go study New York history, when the Italian people of New York were being treated a lot like black African American people,
that's what they did. They started knocking off
the gangsters of that community,
police
of those
chiefs,
communities,
families,
start saying, okay, well, we'll start knocking. Okay, you want to go beat up this girl, or you want to rape this little Italian girl, or you want to falsely incriminate these people? And that's my thing. It's just like, we got gangsters in our community, nigga, that will run up on us for stuff that we worked hard for, or because of some kind of perceived disrespect, knock our noodles out. But the judge that is sending their homeboy or their comrade to a privately owned prison on souped up charges gets to walk out of the courtroom, nigga, into her car every day
Untouched.
for untouched, unscathed. She lives in the same fucking city you do. Her kids go to the same schools and shit. Your cousins and sisters and friends. None of this shit is that far apart. I'm not advocating any foolish violence.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that it's like, hey,
you could stop this shit.
Who protects the hood?
Nobody.
We didn't left it to old women and old men at the church when we know they ain't got no guns for these street kids. They ain't gonna be outside on the corner enforcing no drug free zones and school and kid safe zones like the OGs used to that they got up off the streets in the first place. So now you got a bunch of free willy niggas that everybody they own boss. You know, OG is used loosely because you the OG, but you can't make these niggas stop raining bullets in the neighborhood. Like you can argue with all the like frivolous shooting that goes on in Brooklyn, Chicago, the Bay, ain't no fucking OGs. Because if you're an OG, hey, I stand corrected. Shout out to Trick of Detroit.
Hold on, there's one
because
more.
I'm the reason why I'm saying this. Shout out to Trick of Detroit because a young boy was killed, and he put up $6,000 to find out who did it. Because he was emulating, that's off limits. There got to be lines and shit to this.
Right.
Like you got to draw a line. Like fam, if my mother, sister, nieces and nephews and future children are could be victimized by a hell of bullets from the niggas that's in my community,
that's not acceptable.
Come on, bro. A little kid in Brooklyn, 1 year old, got shot through his heart at a fucking cookout. Because niggas don't even know how to handle their biscuits, nigga. They just out there and niggas shooting because they scared to get hurt. They scared to take a loss in a fight. So these niggas out there just dumping. Murder a 1 year old. I'm just like, fam, if his father decided to turn serial killer and knock off your whole gang one by one.
Or your whole family.
And then another question is, why is the community not on that? Why are we letting motherfuckers that have come shoot up our kids' parties, shoot up our neighborhoods, terrorize our community, bring our property values down, make it to where no opportunity can realistically be birthed in our communities, but then we protect them because we know these little motherfuckers. That's your little cousin. That's your son-in-law. That's your son. That's your little brother. No, fuck that. Niggas got to draw a line. Are you for black people and black prosperity, or are you with the bullshit? Because Malcolm he wasn't coddling gangsters when he stopped being a gangster.
Not at all.
Huey wasn't coddling them niggas in the Bay. Nigga, they knew when the Panthers pull up, nigga, it's gonna be a fucking problem. This is a kid safe zone.
Yeah,
you ain't supposed
to be doing
at the end of the day,
selling no drugs.
If you really was a gangster and about your money, you be in the suburbs where the real money is selling drugs. But these white suburban neighborhoods, they will run your ass up out of their neighborhood and put you under the jail.
That's the point I was making that I didn't make
you're not over
earlier because you were cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no problem with you selling drugs and shit. Stop selling them in your own community to your own people. Go sell them to these motherfucking lawyers and all these motherfuckers with this money who are doing dope behind closed doors all day, every day, at work, all the shit. Like, the clientele is still there on the other side of the fence. You just have to dress different, act different, and hold yourself different. And the other thing, hold on.
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
The other thing, too, is like, the other OG out there that's actually that's like Trick who's keeping it cool is the Rolling 60s Cowboy. You know what I'm talking about, right? The real OG and Rolling 60s out there.
Well, see, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That nigga, like, you can't come do no bullshit and spray paint.
I won't speak for no gang. I mean, I know that he's
I'm talking about him,
an OG and all that stuff. So I'll just say that, like, yeah, I agree that I've heard that this cat is an OG.
He is like everybody.
I'm not educated on
for that nigga. Like he is
right.
He is an OG in the.
But what I
60s.
meant was this: the only reason why I brought up the shout out for Trick and I separated them is because niggas talk like they want different, and niggas talk like, oh yeah, these young boys like they just doing this, and this. It ain't even safe for the kids no more. But I feel like a lot of niggas that's doing that talking are punks because it's just like, yo, well, what you gonna do about it? You gonna take your neighborhood back? Because because a lot of white people that want to like be allies of black people, they're conflicted sometimes, I think, because they look back and be like, well, y'all can't only be mad when a white cop kills a black person. Even though it happens way too much, they'll agree with that. Even though it shouldn't have happened, they'll agree with that. But I just read on the news that 38 people got murdered in Chicago over the weekend, that 14 people got killed in Oakland. 21 people just got killed in Brooklyn on Valentine's Day weekend. Fam, those aren't white cops. Those aren't white supremacists. Those aren't neo-Nazis. Those are young black kids whose parents and grandparents pray together at church. Often or not.
Shooting the black kids,
knocking each other's
the
off.
The black
nigga.
grandchildren of the people
right.
that
That's
they
what I'm
pray
saying.
with in church.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, your family plays with each other in church and works together and comes from you. They grew up together, but because this thing
is probably
that's been,
born in church in the hospital same
that's
time
the thing,
type
dog,
shit.
well, I don't want to sound like an old nigga,
ops.
and I don't want to sound corny, but I'm just being real. If the mind is weak, see, we come from out of a different era where the mind was sharpened, still sharpened steels. So you can say whatever the fuck you want to say on a record X. It's not gonna make me go do it or feel like I gotta do that. Nobody was growing up. Nobody in our era was trying to walk around and do the shit that DMX was on, because you knew that wasn't your life, nigga. You just was entertained by the music and hearing his story, right? So everybody that was a whole fan didn't go get a brick and try to sell dope, because you knew, like, okay, let me apply what he talking about and what I'm doing though, fam. I could be a boss at what the fuck I'm doing. So nowadays, when the culture is to be incoherent, that's part of they didn't make that part of our culture now. Is to be medicated and not smoking, not high, not drunk, nigga, off liquid heroin, off synthetic heroin, nigga, like you're loop, you're fucked off, and now you use our greatest attribute against us with our rhythmic abilities and our music.
Bro, let me tell you personally.
I'm saying real quick, and now you just dump negative.
Right.
Now that's how you can get 19-year-old motherfuckers that's more about an extendo than anything progressive.
You know what blows my mind about like synthetic drugs and shit is like, I used to take, because I got in this accident, I used to take like the highest level Soma muscle relaxers with fucking Oxy 20s and shit. The Oxycontin before that was gone. That's like Ludes now. It's crazy, right?
Fact.
Oxycontin's like Ludes now.
Yeah, those
So like I took them at the same time when I'm supposed to, like my back's fucked up. And I smoked like a couple hits off a blunt, nigga. I started playing 2K, nigga. I nodded out like a heroin addict and woke up when the game was over, nigga.
No, facts.
And don't know how long I had been asleep.
Man, I used to be bugged out, like playing around, hanging out, doing my thing. And man, I did my thing on a couple of them Jordans way. And I remember thinking that once, like, yo, this is like heroin. Because, and that's when I started doing I did a little research on it. And my man was like, yo, that is synthetic heroin.
That's
like,
opium.
So it gives you the same, like, bro, you like, man, okay, so don't get me wrong. I feel cool right now, but I'm like going to sleep.
Right.
And then I start thinking like, you know, you in a studio session, niggas is on tour, and this is like, bro, this shit getting boring. Like, we doing the same shit. Fuck it, pour me up, nigga. Give me a line.
Some lean for
now
sure.
I'm sipping,
I fuck with lean a little bit.
I'm chilling.
I can't even
And then
lie.
I start realizing, like, well, shit, bro, like, I'm falling asleep. This shit done made me all the way. I'm down.
You know what's fucked up? It's like I fuck with lean, and I can't even sit here like I don't. I really do. Like,
well, I'm just talking about
not heavy like that, but like if it's
I'm
around,
not putting you on trial for that.
that.
Like what I'm saying is that the times I've grabbed, I'm off a line or two.
I like the way that shit feels.
I'm off a line or two. It's just like, yo, I'm coming down. I'm high as shit. Like,
right.
And I'm just.
And that shit hits you out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah,
you don't even realize
but
it.
But imagine the ambiance, fam. Like these niggas didn't make that a cool thing. But I'm just like, fam, I'm in here nodding off. There's beautiful women all around me.
And you looking silly.
I look like $1 million. But $1 million fucking dope fiend, nigga. Because I'm over here just
you
nodding.
$1 million piece
like,
of
I can't
shit
even,
right now.
I went to sleep talking to Shorty, nigga. Now she over there dancing with old boy. Like, that means she got up, nigga, while I was nodded off. Like, yo, this nigga's on
this
one.
Nigga's a fiend.
Right. And I'm not even that guy.
Looking at you like a knock, nigga. Like,
wasn't
this nigga's
even that,
a straight
you know what I'm saying?
fiend,
and so,
nigga.
It's just one of those things, fam, like, for me, that as I mature a little bit, man, and I'm well-traveled, fortunately, I start seeing that shit, and I'm like, oh, this is everywhere. Oh, they're doing this shit everywhere, and there's certain things that they throwing out in the motherfucking community, and whatever hits here, that hits here, and then they're gonna promote that shit through some rapper from that region, and then everybody else gotta try the shit. And if you don't think the feds and everybody is in tune to this thing, you're a goddamn fool, and you need to wake up, because it starts in our neighborhoods which is highly scrutinized and highly under surveillance. They take those things, those code words, those buzzwords. I mean, and it's like, oh, I remember it was a time when niggas was on cough syrup, and it was like, oh wait, y'all like that? Watch we create this. Watch we create something way stronger.
Way stronger.
You know what I'm saying?
Promethazine was some codeine.
Where did malt liquor come
syrup.
from, fam? If you do your Googles, like a lot of times, black people, because we were alchemists, we a lot of shit we had to make ourselves. We made a lot of the best hooch.
Hey, you know what?
So
hold on, I gotta
the malt liquor comes from like, oh, y'all shit strong. Y'all like that strong shit and y'all poor. You can't spend a lot of money on it. So we'll get you some shit that where you can get 2 for $3, 2 for $5, nigga. This shit is like drinking a whole bottle of acetone, nigga. Here.
We gotta.
But they don't sell it everywhere.
There's a phrase that we have to coin. It's
by design, fam.
Right now. Do you know what it is?
What's that?
Do your Googles.
Do your Googles.
That's got to be ours. Googles. We need to trademark that.
But that's not ours though, and it's not coined. Like I got that from somewhere.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I can't even hold you.
Motherfucker.
It sound good though.
It would have been a good one. Do your Googles.
Do your Googles, man.
What you got for us? What you got for us?
Before we leave Kanye's business, once again, being in another man's pockets. This is our last time, though. We ain't doing this shit no more. I mean, you touched on it a while back that allegedly Charlamagne had jumped off the porch and said that Kanye owes Big Sean $3 million.
Oh yeah.
So it's come that like basically, not to get too much into details.
Is it factual?
It's still not clear if Kanye owes him $3 million, if Def Jam owes him $3 million.
Somebody owes him $3 million though.
But to me, if I owe you $3 million and it's reported that I just made $3-something billion and I'm making all these financial headways, and then my wife just certified a billionaire, and I just don't understand why a conversation wasn't had via lawyer. And then so that's what leads me to believe that it might not be directly Kanye that owes him $3 million. But then you hear the story of Kanye giving back his 50% of all masters that he owns of all of his artists. That's Big Sean included. Those masters are worth well more than $3 million. You being an artist, this being something that could be very much in your future, and in your path. What is your opinion on if we're going to compartmentalize this one? We know that one, it's a possibility that $3 million is owed. You understand the business, so you understand that could be if I paid you the $3 million or something that I owe you, right? And you got your splits. It's not the ideal splits. You get some of your masters, but you don't got all your masters. And then now I'm saying, hey, the 50% of masters that I own,
they're yours.
They're yours. And for those that don't know, in the music industry, there's a 200% split. So what happens is usually the main entity will start off 100 with 100. And then like Kanye gets 50%, and then Def Jam would get 50%. Whoever's distributing probably gets the other 100%, right? Because it was a joint venture. So that's what makes it tricky, for these artists. My bad. I know you're going to be mad at that shit. That's what makes it tricky for these artists to sometimes get their masters, because there's different owners and it's split, and you got to, will and deal.
Ask me the question, my nigga. Like,
I'm just saying. Hold on. Well, no, you got too excited for the question. I'm going to give it to you. It's not really a question. I'm just going to give it to you after this, and I'm just poking at these are the things that I kind of want you to dig in on. Knowing that you're going to get the 50% from Ye, whatever. Let's say you own 30%, right? So now you're dealing with 80% of your masters or something. Like, I'm just throwing numbers at the wall. If someone that Kanye is doing business with, that you now do joint business with, owes you $3 million, is that smoke from Kanye? Like, where would you sit at that if you were in Big Sean's shoes? Because he don't really seem to be, he don't come at Ye like that. I know there was some bars that came out, but even if you listen to him, there wasn't really like nothing really heinous at Ye. It just kind of was just like, man, he's talking about some business shit. It seemed like every artist has that kind of quarrel at one point in time.
Let me see where I'm going to attack this from. So, If I feel like Kanye owes me $3 million,
Right.
and he just gave me the 50% to my masters that he owns, I don't think I would be worried about that $3 million regardless if it came from Kanye or Def Jam, because I feel like I got, in the end, I got way more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, maybe I missed the $3 million, because you remember the $3 million was over a new deal. It wasn't over the masters. It was over a new deal. He was about to renegotiate a deal with Def Jam, and somehow Kanye allegedly fucked it up. But I'm like, it obviously happened years ago, because Big Sean ain't said shit about it really until fucking Charlemagne commented.
Kind of forced his hand a little
You know
bit.
what I'm saying? So once again, Charlemagne should mind his fucking business. But as far as that goes, if I'm Big Sean, I'm like, I'm not worried about that $3 million no more. I now own 100% of all music I've ever made. Every time one of these fucking...
Well, not 100%, but a lot of
No,
your
because
masters.
how is not 100%? If he gave you the 50 back, I don't owe, because here's we'll go into that. How do I owe you 30% when you owe me $3 million? You better wash that, or I need that $3 million then.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I would assume that these conversations have been had.
Right. I feel like
Big Sean and the movements he's made seem pretty business savvy.
I feel like
right?
Big Sean has his 100%, because, like I said, if you're gonna try and keep any percentage off that 50 you're gonna give me back, then I need that $3 million that was fucked up back in the day. Then I now need to recoup that. And if Kanye's a fucking billionaire,
but what if it? That's what I'm saying. We're going at it like necessarily as Kanye owes it. What if Kanye don't? What if Kanye, the money in the deal that you all sat down and said, this person owes me this much, this person owes me this much?
Because what I'm saying is those are the details of what we're talking about allegedly happened. Was that a deal got blocked, and potentially $3 million in like bonus money got blocked from Big Sean. So that's in essentially good music would be the reason. That's why he's managed by fucking Jay-Z and signed to Kanye. Mm-hmm. Because this will never happen again. Jay-Z isn't gonna allow good music to get in the way of $3 million for him on a
he's not gonna take the short.
So
being aligned with them,
Kanye owes $3 million. If you tried to keep any part of my fucking residual money now after the 50% you gave me, if you think you're gonna keep a part of that, then I need the $3 million you just fucked me on. Listen, and I got Jay-Z behind him to get that back.
Kanye's not. From what it sounds like now, Kanye wouldn't be receiving any money. Like, it's almost like I brung you in this game. I helped make you a star. I made my money off you.
So then that means 100%. Other than the 100% that he'll never touch, he's getting the 100%.
That's what I'm trying to say. So you get that bread, right? Now, that's where I'm coming from. I'm just like, okay, look, they say that these deals are shady, and a lot of these cats that learn the business, they learn shady deals. You feel me? But these deals are shady. A lot of cats learn shady deals. So you get the deal, and you give the deal a lot of times equal to what you've got. Now, for someone to recognize and speak on it like, yo, these deals are shady, and now that I realize it, I'm not going to be a part of this no more. I'm going to give all my artists, from Big Sean to Designer, back all their masters that I own. I'm just going to sum it up and saying is this. If you owe me $3 million, how much would it cost me to buy my masters back? I'm pretty sure Big Sean's masters is over $3 million. So I would look at it like, even if I got a deal that was blocked, and in that deal I could have got an extra $3 million, whatever, that deal wasn't, we don't have the knowledge of this, but I'm assuming that deal didn't lead to Kanye giving you all your masters back for free.
No, not at all. And that's
why
we're not hearing Big Sean talk about it.
I don't think he's tripping at all like that.
Until fucking Charlemagne's ass needs to keep fucking asking about it.
And you got an album, you on an album run, they gonna ask you about it. And you don't want to look like nobody's sucker. Like, it's just, oh yeah, that nigga owe me $3 million and I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, I get it. So he had to speak on it. It's like almost like Charlamagne forces him.
I'd almost be like, it's getting to the point where motherfuckers need to tell and some people do. Mind your fucking business. Don't ask me that question. Like, period. I get it. You're supposed to ask me the edgy,
what he does, that's great.
Edgy questions and shit. Like, nah. Sometimes watch. Just
yeah.
Don't.
I feel that.
Don't stay the fuck out my pocket. Stay out of his pocket.
What he does,
and don't ask me certain questions.
No, but Dre, what he does is, I've noticed, if he knows that he can't get the question off, nigga, Charlotte just gonna say that shit. Hey man, what I hear about Kanye owing you $3 million?
That's what almost got the nigga beat up by fucking Beanie Siegel, because he said he did some shit like that. Just he got a question. Beanie kept telling him to quit asking this question, and kept cutting him off, and finally he just shot it out hella quick, and it really pissed that nigga off. Like, bruh, like, in so many words, said, nigga, I'll beat you up, nigga. Like, no doubts about it. I'll sling you around this motherfucking studio right now.
No, I could dig it.
You know what I'm saying? And
hey, Charlotte got hands though, man.
But that's Beanie motherfucking Siegel.
I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, bro.
You know a lot about Rockefeller, and you know that nigga's a motherfucking enforcer, like a motherfucker. I know what
Beans was doing, like, but I'm just saying. Crazier things have happened.
I don't feel like Charlamagne's certified like that.
Look it up. Look at his little. He trains, bro, and spars with like world champions and shit.
Well, nigga, if they ever get into a fight, I got 1,000 on motherfucking Beanie Siegel, nigga.
Have you seen Beanies lately?
Yeah, he's kind of.
You seen that nigga get knocked out not too long ago by Meek Mill and partner? You might want to. Hey, you don't going back in time.
Oh,
nigga.
You know what's fucked up? Do you know what's fucked up? That's the interview I'm talking about. They were talking about that situation.
Yeah.
Of course, the nigga don't want to talk about that.
Right, man. Right. Hey, I didn't really look it up too much, man, because when I first was looking into it, it was kind of hard to get any kind of like solid information on it. But have you seen the video of, it seems to be an altercation between a white male with a female accompanying him and a black gentleman, the right here on the strip, the black dude. You can hear him saying like, "Don't bother me, leave me alone. I don't have no problem with you," right? And then you can hear the white gentleman turn around and like start going after him. The black dude actually was walking. They were walking the same direction. Black dude turns around, starts walking back the other direction. The younger white guy.
Hold on, wait, don't leave out. Black dude had his hand in his bag, basically telling white dude.
I'm not getting there yet. Hold on.
I didn't know if you was going to breeze over that.
No, he white dude turns around. It's kind of, it seems from this clip that's released. He's being a little harassive. You can hear him yelling at the dude like, "Why you running away? Why you walking off? I'm half your size." And again, the guy makes a gesture like, "Bro, I don't want no problems with you." I'm not saying that the dude's innocent. I don't really know what the leading point was, but just from the clip that's released, the dude was telling him like, "Hey man, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want no problems with you." And the dude ran up on him. I think he took that kind of like shying away as some kind of weakness. And, he was with a young lady, so that's kind of odd. So he ran up on the dude, and as he ran up on the dude pulls his bag out, pull a hammer out of his bag and shoots him. I don't know if the gentleman is alive or dead, but I know on Twitter a debate was already being forged of, hey, is this standing your ground?
Look,
or is this murder? And in America, we've seen several high-profile cases of individuals murdering someone after creating an altercation with them and then being free to go because they were standing their ground. So we just kind of, I'm just, wondering if you've seen that one and what's going on with
I
that.
didn't see the whole thing. I saw a dude get shot. So is Nevada a stand your law state or stand your ground state?
Let's find out.
Because that's.
I mean, obviously would be a big key, right?
That's got to be part one of this whole thing is.
But standing your ground is somewhat a form of self-defense. So even if they don't have that, even if they don't have that variation in there that gives you the leeway,
I don't know
if you're defending yourself.
But I don't know if it's self-defense if the person hasn't put their hands on you. And in law, it is. but you know they're gonna it gets flipped in all types of ways to.
Well, we're gonna look up what self-defense means is as well.
So look first if we're a stand your ground state. Oh, yeah. And then, but here's the thing. It's fucked up. I have to start like this, but white people. Not everybody's gonna be a Trayvon Martin. Not everybody's gonna be a good Samaritan. Not everybody's not gonna smack you in your face. Not everybody's gonna back down.
Oh shit!
Some of these people are going to fuck you up and shoot you and do harm to you
Trayvon Martin if you run up on them. That's why he got killed.
You know what I'm saying? Like
George started losing the fight.
Stop running up on people. Not everybody is it's not going to be a walk in the park every time. Period. I don't care what you think it is. Like you think you just running up on somebody, granted even if he just beat your ass. Where to stand your ground?
So, a stand your ground state. Nevada requires no duty to retreat before killing in self-defense as long as the person fighting back is not the original aggressor, has a right to be in the place where deadly force is used. Now,
okay, so say
that sounds like that's standing your ground, bro.
But
he was standing his ground.
Say he is a concealed carry, firearm NRA member, somebody like that, right?
Says nothing.
He's in his rights. You walked up on this motherfucker on some threatening shit, and he told you multiple times to leave him alone.
Not even because of that. Because like it says right here, before killing self-defense, fighting back is not the original. As long as he was not the original aggressor.